Hey, welcome back, guys. We're going to continue right where we left off last time. We're going to continue the sink plumbing. I've got the ABS pipe cut to length, and so really all I need to do is glue it up and set it in place. I also need to drop the gray tank because I need to get access to drill a hole for the entry, so let's go ahead and get to it. So putting this super gross stuff on here for the glue. I don't know if I'm putting too much, but it sets up quick, man. All right, so we got that piece done on the long section. Now we're gonna go back inside, do the rest. All right, got some, throw some of my strip lights in here. Hopefully give you off some better lighting. So this pipe is gonna connect to this piece, just like we did in the last video. So I'll basically start from here. I'm pretty sure I need to trim this downspout. So you see how long this thing is? I want this P-trap to be as high as it can get. And so I think that might create an issue. Probably want to step it to this 1.5 inches, you know, as high as you can get it. So basically we can probably cut this thing like about 1 inch higher than I marked right here. So let me go ahead and just trim this real quick, and then we'll come back and start gluing it all together. Okay, we got that all trimmed up. Don't forget your gasket in there. And we'll just tighten this up. But this stuff is gonna get gross. I already know it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Got that side. I'll do the same over here. Ew. And on this one, I just need to make sure that it's gonna point straight. Show you what I mean. Yeah, I need it to be straight, just like that. Oh no. I just always pick it up right where the glue is. That's funny. All right, one last one for this little P-trap assembly, and then we'll be ready to put that downward section on. Got to make sure that is pointed down as well. Perfect. Sorry if you guys can't see that. Ooh. Gotta act quick. There we go. So I'm hoping, or at least my theory, just to walk you guys through it, is that this 90 intersection is, you know, towards the top of this rail. And by the time it goes there, it's at the bottom of this tank. And so we should have enough slope in the pipe to drain properly. But, you know, only time will tell. So we will find out. So all I need to do over here really is just disconnect this section. Disconnecting this with the rubber clamp is going to be much easier than trying to force this pipe in and out of that grommet. Oh, no. Forgot about that. All right, so I got a bucket set up right here. I'm just gonna hit this drain right here. There we go. What I'm gonna do is just throw this 90 on here, mark where that is, and that'll be exactly where I drill the hole. Okay, let's pull this tank out. And I'll be ready to cut the hole. Okay. This grommet calls for a 2 1/4 inch drill hole. So I've got my hole saw right here. Got my grommet. Got my drill. And so we're just gonna get this centered up as best I can. Oh, look. Man, I wish it's kind of loose in there. Hopefully it tightens up when we put the pipe in there. Let's see. And by the way, I know I was cutting this with a jigsaw, and it's not the right way. But the chop saw that Brad lent me is all the way in my storage, and so okay, yeah, it's gonna tighten up. So I need to cut a section of this pipe that's actually gonna go inside of the tank, so I'll go ahead and just trim off like 2 inches, 3 inches or so. And it'll come back, glue that up, and that'll pretty much be the last step. And then we can put the tank back on. All right, so we're gonna glue our last piece here. Oh, our last 2 pieces. All right, so that should give it enough room to go inside of the tank. Probably gonna get some spray lube to put on this grommet. That way I'm not fighting this thing and the tank at the same time. Okay. A little Windex on there. I think I'm fighting something. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Fighting. Fight. Oh, nice. Look at that. All right. Now that I don't have to hold the tank at the same time, I just don't want to force it and then shove that grommet like inside of the tank, because that'll be a bad time. So I'm gonna try to slip it on the pipe first and then into the tank and see how that goes. Oh. Dang. Okay, there it goes. Wait, my stilts. That's like halfway in there. Maybe if I get a flathead or a pry bar. I already had a flathead out here. But I brought some cool looking pliers. Oh no. Oh no. Don't fall. Be like this. It's gonna happen again. Here. Come struggle with me. There you are. That's what's going on right now. Okay, she's almost in. I just got a little bit left on this backside. I won't be dialed. Put all this back together over here. All right, so now we have the total sink plumbed up. I'm just gonna pour some water down there and see if we have any leaks. Starting to leak out of the little service thing just because I didn't tighten it all the way. Rookie mistake, right? Unreal. Let's cinch that up. Oops. It's got a big, like, thick rubber washer. Let's dry that off and test it one more time. All right, so next on the list is going to be the faucet. And so like I was explaining in the last video, I've got a main faucet for just the regular everyday sink water. I have this smaller faucet that is going to be just for the drinking water, and it's going to go to probably the right side over here. Looks like I'm going to be short a few fittings today, so we're just going to go ahead and continue to mount it to the countertop, and then we'll follow up and after I have all the right fittings and stuff to complete it. Kind of a tight fit to get my lanky self back here. Definitely should have tried to do this first before the sink, but oh well. Here we are. And by the way, my face is like against the sink right now. I can't even see what I'm doing. I probably look ridiculous. I knew it would come to this. I just got to lay down inside of here. Dude, that was set up for failure. Nice. Now we can take a Oops, I just rotated the whole sink. Now you can take a Phillips head and tighten up these screws, and that'll cinch it up really nice. So I'll go up to the top, index the faucet where it's supposed to be, come back, tighten these up, and that'll be pretty much it for that part. So here's what we have so far. Looking pretty good. Going for the stainless look, obviously, on all the appliances, switches, dimmers. So kind of the overall theme there. Also in the shower. Same thing, kind of brushed stainless look over white. So the next thing we need to do is just measure for the drinking faucet. I might split the difference here. That'll probably aesthetically look the best. So I'll just take a few quick more looks at what I have, and we'll start measuring and punch another hole. Okay, so we said this was 20. We did that at 10, so at 5, that should be our mark, or center line for our mark. I've got to get a vacuum in here ASAP. Oh, that's not quite 5. There we go. Get our square back in here. If I can. Oh no. Just gonna have to wing it like that. And so let's see. How far back do we want it? Do I want it on this side? It almost makes sense, but if you had your cup, because I'm right-handed. Oh, shoot. So if I have my cup, I'd have to move this out the way every time for sure. Did it over here. It's just that the action, I guess it's okay it goes this way. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it over here on this side. But it seems that splitting the difference right here is too close to the sink. So I may even just do it 2.5 inches and split the half here. I think that makes the most amount of sense, because I could, where's my water bottle? So if I have it right here, there's not a lot of room, because I'll come in here with my right hand to fill it, and then I have to hit the faucet with my left. So if it's further here, that gives me a perfect amount of room for this to be straight all the time, and I don't have to move it. So that's what makes most sense to me. So let's go 2.5 now. See, you gotta think it through sometimes, guys. Think it through. Don't rush. That was a mistake on my last build. Felt like I just did stuff just to do it, or just installed stuff just to install it. And then as far as the depth, bring this little nifty tool out. So like 4.5 centimeters. And then we've got this trim as well, so don't forget that. We want that to land right there. Because we measured from the face of that, not the center, so that's gonna be our hole. Dang, this bit is smoked. Yeah. Oops. Okay, we've got our trim for the top. That fits perfect. And we just need to put this rubber seal and the locking ring, retaining ring on the bottom. And then it comes with a few of these adapters, depending on what you're gonna do. I'm probably gonna be using some nylon tubing, so these push connects will be just perfect. All right, so there's a closer look at what we have. And then it looks like this thing has a little bit of swivel in it too, so that's really nice to know. And yeah, I'm really pleased with how it turned out so far. So next thing we'll do is go to Home Depot, grab some fittings so I can basically plumb up cold water and hot water to these two fittings. That's really all that needs to happen there. And then we're going to go grab the drinking water pump, because I'm pretty sure I could install that.
Got the bamboo. Watch all bamboo. There it is.
Look at that, huh?
Yeah, pretty nice, though. What do you think? So we should spend as much time possible as you can to check everything before we send it to the machinist. So this is done with the kitchen. So they remove the countertop. I have all the drawers with the cutouts for the latches. The room for the latches.
Okay. Very nice.
We got the trash can. So I made it a little higher over here, so that the bamboo won't flex, you know. So it won't come out the front. It will stay more flat.
Okay.
It's more support holding the plywood, so it's gonna be a little taller.
Just the base that it sits in.
Yeah.
Oh! Excuse me. And so each of these has like its own little cut sheet.
What do you mean cut sheet?
Or you're able to see obviously the dimensions of each little piece, and that's how we're gonna know, or that's how they're gonna know how to put it on the board and cut it all out.
Oh, we gonna put it onto the board. So we just gonna create a file with the board, if everything flattened out as we want them to cut it.
Okay.
And they're gonna cut it, and that's the best way to get a quote.
All right, so we've got my drinking water pump. This is what's going to send water to the faucet that we just installed here. So let's check out what we've got inside. Don't need that. Okay, so with a little bit of luck, we'll have the right size tubing to actually connect this and make it work today. So that's cool. I don't even know if I fit in here. Don't fit in here. So I'm gonna mount this way up here in the most difficult location for me to physically mount. Yeah, right about there. Sure, why not? Use a number 8 1.25" screws here. Excellent. Okay. Now we'll just plug this in. Take the other end of this, take the bag off, get my actual full water tank in here. But before that, we'll probably plumb this up as well, get that side going. All right, so what's good about these, this is all like a push connect type fitting. So all you have to do is push it in there, and if you need to redo a connector, you just press up on this little tab right there and you can reconnect it. So this is going to go to the drinking water faucet underneath, and then the other end is going to go to the dispenser, the water pump. So I just need to reach underneath there, plug that sucker in. That was easy. And then we just need to trim this to length. What I'm going to do first is just cut a section off. That way it's easier to work with. And then I'll come back through here and I can mark it easily. So that's pretty much how the system's going to work. I'm going to add a spacer that's going to fit in between these two pipes. That way the water tank sits against the block of wood, and then on either side of the tank I'll have some hold downs so I can put a strap to hold that in place. Either that, or I'll build a base that it sits in, that way it stays in the corner. Just haven't decided on that just yet. You can see the line going up there. I'll come back and put some hold downs to tidy it up against the wall here. But for now, let's see if it works. Let's turn it on. I could hear it. So there's going to be some air that comes out. Hopefully. No? Did I do something wrong? No. I feel like it shouldn't be taking this long. What is going on? There's nothing coming out. And why was... Oh, there's a float. Well, brother, I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah, there's nothing coming out. Is there some kind of plug? No? I don't know. All right, so we got the water dispenser working. We just had to prime it. Just kind of blew from one end, and that helped prime the air and get all that air out the system. So super cool. I'm able to use that for my drinking water setup now. I also repositioned the pump to give it a little more just kind of mechanical advantage, or however you want to say it. With the pump up higher, it was probably working too hard just against gravity. So probably better to mount it like that. And I've got just rough cutout lines for my stovetop. I'm just going to keep it at the same level as the kitchen sink right here, so it should flow together pretty nice. And then I'll still have a little bit of room over here for cooktop or prep, or just like crock pot station, what have you. There it is. All right, so that's all I have time for today. I thank you guys so much for watching, all the support, all the awesome comments. You guys are killing it. So thank you again, and we'll see you on the next video.